difficult relationship that exists between the government and the military comes back to budgets.
It should come back to budget because going back to John Howard, the first year of the Howard government, and Kevin Rudd followed this up, Defence was the only department in Australia that was quarantined from cuts. Now, I can tell you as an economist, if you tell somebody they can spend whatever they want and they won't be subjected to the same discipline as every other department in the Commonwealth, you will act up. And this is the bigger issue here. There's a pretty big debate to have in Australia over the next 10 or 20 years about the very positioning of our defence forces vis-a-vis the region. There is a very, very plausible argument to be made to halve defence spending because Australia doesn't need the sort of defence, old world defence, in the context of a rising Asia. We're not going to be picking fights in Asia. We want to be the good guy. We want to be the good cop, not the deputy sheriff, but the good cop in the region. You could halve the defence budget if you take that mindset. And this is going to be a debate that we'll have in the next few years. But if you have a look at the federal budget now, and you've got a department that is habitually overrunning on costs, and in fact I remember a few years back having a good look at the defence papers, and each year whilst Brendan Nelson was Defence Minister, for example, they kept re-announcing the thing that the previous year couldn't be delivered.
This is one of the blunders with which Stephen Smith has been charged in the last week. You know, his unsuitability as Defence Minister is sheeted back by a number of commentators to the fact that he's been unable to extract a special deal for budget.
He won't protect them.
That's right. And I don't know if that... Is that what we want them to be there for?
Tony Abbott, I'm not sure how accurate his figures are, but he says that the UK military is 4 times bigger than Australia's, and yet we have 7,000 public service supporting them against 4,000, I think, in the UK.
This is in the defence procurement area, I think he's talking about. But I mean, but Tony Abbott, like every other politician, backs defence when it suits him. I mean, he's backing defence against Stephen Smith this week, but then, he doesn't subscribe to the defence point of view on the question of whether it's feasible to turn boats around at sea and send them back to Indonesia.